You know, the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so many people deal with that issue on a daily basis. There are a lot of great organizations here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast that, work with people who are dealing with mental health. Well, the Mental Health Association of South Mississippi is one of those. Kay Denault, the executive director. Kimberly Barta is the director of programs. Thank you for being here on the show this morning.
Thank you.
We appreciate you all being a part of our Mental Health Awareness Month here on WLOX. Give us a little of Mental Health Association of South Mississippi's history, if you would, please.
So back in the 60s, there was a group of women who they were selling their crafts to raise money, and then they would purchase Christmas gifts to send up to Jackson to the state mental health hospital there. And they really just from there started to evolve in wanting to have a place where people could gather with their peers who were experiencing things. And so eventually in the 70s, they purchased the building in Bayou View where we still are today. And so of course over the years, we've had different grants and different programs that we've done, but yeah, that's kind of where it all started, was with that group of ladies. Opal Smith was one of the leaders of that, and her daughter, Dorothy Smith Tinsler, was on the board for almost 50 years.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, she's in Madison now, and she still calls to check on us all the time.
What kind of programs does the Mental Health Association, offer to, provide to help the community?
We do have an outreach program. It's a homeless outreach program that we go into the community and work with individuals that are currently homeless. Find them where they are, work with them, set goals, see what they're in need of. That can even be birth certificates, photo IDs, but the goal to working with them is seeing if we can get them housed and off the street and maybe into employment, or reaching out for those mental health services. We also have a drop-in center for adults that live with mental illness. It's at our location in Bayou View 3 days a week. We're excited to be back open to full capacity, taking precautions of course, but it's a day program for individuals that live with mental illness to come and be with their peers and be able to sit with others and go through groups and arts and crafts activities, learn life skills, job skills. We do have 2 housing programs where we're able to house chronically homeless individuals, those living with mental illness, and we do have certified.
Is there a large homeless community here along the Gulf Coast?
There is a large one. We've been able to work closely with other organizations, Open Doors Homeless Coalition, Back Bay Mission, and others in housing those. So we have seen a decrease in the homeless population, but there definitely still is the population to be worked with and to try and house.
Wow, that's amazing. And have there been any kind of changes that you have noticed? I mean, COVID hits last year. Have there been a lot of changes that y'all have dealt with mental issues because of COVID?
Well, a lot of what, especially in the beginning when we were completely in lockdown, people were feeling a lot of anxiety around that. And I think that has just continued over the year, that people are feeling, they're feeling that isolation. A lot of people are still working from home, especially if they had some underlying conditions. And if someone already had some sort of diagnosed mental illness, those sorts of situations where they're out of their routine, isolated from friends and things like that, can definitely make it more challenging for them to stay positive and just, keep focused and keep going forward.
We're all creatures of habit. I mean, we do things, and we get, and the older that we get, it's like we have this set schedule that we go through on a daily basis. And when you mess up that schedule, which COVID did, I mean, that is definitely something that hurts your mental health.
It does. Now that we're seeing that things are coming around and opening up more, of course, people are very excited about that. But one of the biggest things is, like you said, change. If somebody's going through some sort of change, it's really hard to stay on track, or even setting a goal, like New Year's resolutions. I think every time I've ever set one, it didn't last. And so that's really hard.
I gave up doing that a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, why even bother? But trying to stay focused and trying to remember, okay, why did I set this goal, or why am I trying to be more healthy? sometimes writing things down just to remind yourself to try to stay on track. Those healthy things that we know we should do are so important, and being a little more prepared for those kinds of changes can help. Like if you say you, every now and then I go through a healthy spurt, I'm going to start eating healthy at lunch and whatnot.
You're not alone, dear.
It doesn't last
Not
long.
alone.
But if I at least try, and I'll pack some healthy snacks and bring that with me, I've made that extra step to remind me, okay, this is what I should be eating and not the chocolate candy that I know is down the hall. So those kinds of things are really helpful for anyone, but especially if you have mental health challenges, just to try to think through and help you stay focused so that you can kind of stay on your path.
Yeah. Well, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. What would you like people to know about mental health itself?
Well, I think that one of the biggest things that we talk about in our office is, long time ago, it was that someone was diagnosed with a mental illness, they put them in a hospital, and basically their family was told they're here forever. And that's not the case anymore. We've made so many strides. We have 5 people who work for us who are peer support specialists, which means that they have lived experience with mental illness, with trauma, some with substance use. And so they're able to go through a training and a certification with the state to be able to help other people understand, I'm doing better, you can do better too. So I guess the biggest thing is just to know that things can be different and you can get a hold of it and keep things controlled. You just have to make that step to reach out for help.
And a lot of people are afraid to do that because they don't want people to look at them with that stigma, oh, this person's got mental issues, kind of things. We got about a minute left. You have a very special event coming up July 16th. Talk about that.
We do. We have our annual fundraiser. It is our 14th year doing the Don't Worry, Be Happy. And because we missed out on some of that Mardi Gras fun, we're incorporating that into our event this year. We're going to highlight some Coast honorees. They have some great packages, live auction packages that are going to be auctioned off that night. Silent auction, raffle, music, food, drinks. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's July 16th at 7 p.m.
Where at?
It's at the Biloxi Civic Center.
Okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Kay, Kimberly, thank you all for being here and educating people on what you do at the Mental Health Association of South Mississippi. Again, if you are a loved one and need some help, or you know someone, reach out. I mean, there's no reason why you can't get them some help. And of course, they can do that at the Mental Health Association of South Mississippi. Thank you for being here.